I remember the exact feeling of the wind on my legs that afternoon, sharp, restless, and pushing against me like it had somewhere else it needed to be. The sun was already sliding behind the bleachers, painting the track in long snakes of shadows, and our coach had just announced what we were all silently dreading: a full ladder workout, 200 meters, 4 600, 800, and back down again. It's the kind of workout that forces you to confront yourself long before you confront the finish line. Even during the warm-up, doubt crept into my chest with familiar tightness. My legs felt heavy, my breathing shallow. Something inside me whispered that I wasn't ready today, that maybe I didn't have the strength to handle what was coming. But like I always did, I shoved the thought aside and pretended I was fine. The first few reps almost had me fooled. The 200 felt manageable and the 400 felt uncomfortable, but not out of the ordinary. Then came the 600, and it was unraveled. I was halfway through the rep when my stride started to break down, my breathing shortened into panic and gas. My confidence, always fragile on days like this, finally cracked. I watched my teammates move past me, their salutes gliding ahead as I drifted further behind them. Embarrassment rose in my throat, hot and bitter. Part of me wanted to step off the track, just drift to the side, pretend something cramped, escape the humiliation of falling further behind. I wanted to give up. It would have been so easy. I'd done it before, no one would question it. But just as I slowed, I heard my coach call out, hold your form, don't give up now. There was something about her voice that cut through the noise of my frustration. I looked up and really saw my teammates for the first time that afternoon. Their faces wasn't calm or confident, they were strained. Shoulders hunched, eyes narrow, mouths open as they fought for air. They were in pain too. They were pushing their limits too. I was the only one suffering every step. I wasn't the only one suffering through every step. That realization changed everything. I told myself to stop thinking about the full distance left and focus on just 20 more meters. Just the next short stretch of track. 20 I could handle. 20 didn't feel impossible, so I pushed for 20, then another 20, then another. Each short decision built on the last until suddenly I was finishing the rep I almost abandoned. By the final interval, my legs felt like they were packed with sand. My arms were numb, my chest full of fire. But I did not step off the track. I kept choosing 20 more meters at the time until I crossed the line. My time was nothing special. There was no applause, no dramatic sprint, no triumphant moment. But the sense of my achievement was more profound than my personal record I ever set that day. I didn't win the workout. I won a private battle with myself. I chose resilience when surrender felt easier, and the choice stayed with me far beyond that afternoon. That day, I had remarkably little to do with running. The practice taught me that perseverance is built in quiet decisions, small choices made in the middle of discomfort when no one is watching. It taught me that moments when we want to quit are not signs of weakness, but invitations of growth. It taught me that success at anything in life is not one sweeping victory, but a series of small commitments to keep moving forward. I carried that lesson with me into school. When assignments pile up, motivation shifts thin. I've relied on it in relationships where communications gets difficult, misunderstanding, and it might create distance. I have leaned in during the moments of life when progress seems invisible, and there is no clear sign that the effort will pay off. Each time I reach the point where stopping feels easier than continuing, I remember what track taught me: focus on the next 20 more meters. The truth is, real growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in struggle. It happens in doubt. It happens in moments when giving up feels justified, but you keep going anyway. Strength isn't something you discover. It's something you build, one decision at a time. This, I believe, growth begins the moment you refuse to quit. Thank you.